Okay, let's see. So, I think I'm recording the screen okay this time. Oh dear, oh dear. Any title plans to watch? Hungarian chess on IM as dougp 1996. I think Boris Smith is okay, respectable kind of Gambit. And I've even corrupted Chess Explained, who's usually quite solid. He's playing Gambits now, enjoying himself. So the dynamic style is good for, I think, entertainment on YouTube to play Gambits. But no, I want to play more solidly as black. As white, I think there's more justification for a Gambit because you've already got the initiative as white, and it's kind of emphasising the initiative, the pressure. Okay, now it's like playing the Vector Gambit in reverse. Apparently it's called Vector Gambit when you play against the English opening, and this looks like an English opening with white, where I played it with an early f4, as though f5 is going to be dangerous. So I don't know what you can say about this. Have I got any attacking prospects? Maybe that's the key thing. I think Queen B3 there would have been interesting, but he can castle Queen B7 rook c8. I'm not sure it's that interesting. Okay. How's dougp been doing? I hope he hasn't been murdering everyone, crushing everyone. He's got quite a few recent wins, which is a bit worrying, but the opponents are not that high rated. Some losses there. So I think I should have a good chance. He's just drawn with a 2100 on the 5-minute auto parry. And he's a bit slow. He used the minute. And unfortunately, I don't know, I think I'm coming to the end of this cold. I really hope I'm coming to the end of this cold. But I have this urge to blow my nose at the moment. I will do that after this game. Okay, so I think that will help me sound a bit better. And there are some tunes downstairs as well, lurking around. Okay, so what are the prospects in this position? E5, Queen H4, F5, Knight B5, Bishop E3. Oh, there's all sorts. I'll go for Bishop E3, or is he going to expose an attack on this? It's not routinely castling. That's a bit worrying, isn't it? Some sort of dynamic considerations here. Why wouldn't black castle immediately instead of Queen C7? Or should I be that worried by the early Queen C7? That looks as though the Queen's going away from the King, and as we've seen from recent Master games, often people sacrifice pawns to bait the Queen away from the King, but my opponent seems willing to play Queen C7 to B8. Okay, so I'll go in for this attack, which looks like the same pattern as a Grand Prix system. For Bishop H6, Knight G5, it looks like a similar attacking pattern here. Now B4 for Knight E4, there's Knight E5, Knight E4, actually there's Queen G4. And Bishop F3, maybe there's G takes. So I'm not too worried at the moment by Bishop F3, I think. G takes. Or just Rook F3 and bring the Queen more support with Rook H3. So Rook H3 on the cards. I think that would be good for doubling on the F file actually, because my Queen's supporting E4 now. So if I can double on this F file, I guess Knight E5, there's Knight E7 actually. Also there's Rook H3. And that knight was actually on pre there. So that's actually Knight E7 in this position. Is that worth playing? Knight E7. Actually, I think so, because then FG, and then there'll be Knight G6. And if Rook E8, well, I think that looks like worth playing for FG. Because Knight G6 will win the exchange. Rook E8 doesn't seem that was intentional. there's actually rook f6 here, threatening mate, and if h6, bishop h6, that looks crushing. If fg there, then then I'm caught out, aren't I? Knight g6. There's a rook h3 threatening kind of queen h7, a mating pattern. And if fg there, knight takes, win another pawn. I wonder if g takes threatens knight g6 mate. Actually, why can't I just win another pawn like that? There's rook f7, hitting that knight on e7. So it gets more complicated than maybe it needs to be. Well, I think there's a question here of just AB. Just AB. Just keep this stuff in reserve. Like, keep the stuff in reserve. Or not. Now rook f6. Threatens mate. Okay. It seems quite easy, that one, but he was messing around with his queen. What was queen c7 to b8? He just gave me a free ride for this pivoting manoeuvre, which occurs in the Grand Prix attack. It's a very mechanistic formula for attacking a fianchettoed king bishop position. Very mechanistic. Seemed to work out here. I don't think b4 particularly helped losing that e7. The complexity of options, though, was apparent here. That if I'm not careful, black has great resources. Say takes, it looks tempting. So if he plays a move which, you know, you get mated, that'll be mate. But if he plays, you know, rook takes f7, then I've got two pieces en prise. And if I play knight g6, I'm making the knight en prise. So what would I do here? I mean, possibly, you know, it gets more technical than it needs to be. You know, and what's the point? So that was kind of tempting. The other one is rook h3 to threaten queen h7, just to demonstrate that, because then that's mate. But against rook h3, you know, what if he just plays fg here, and again we get this situation where well, he's threatening to take the rook. I can take here though, and in this position again my knight is en prise, and I don't know even if it can outrageously do that, to leave the knight en prise. And why would I want a position, you know, like this? So I don't know, going back to the game, taking here just kept the options open basically. So there was still the option of rook f6 and g takes, and I think this was interesting. It must be a reasonable approach. Comments or questions on YouTube? Thanks very much.